Hi, this is Kevin from 3D Printed Props, and we are going to take a little Star-Lord break and work on a 3D printed prop that I just drew up in Fusion 3D for the new Black Panther movie. Well, this is really fun. I was looking out there for something to design in Fusion 3D. I just started using it, and it is an awesome program, free if you're a student. I'll put links down in the show notes. It's an amazing program. I've never used one before, a 3D program, and it was a little challenging, but I got a lynda.com account. You can, videos and whatnot, free one for 30 days, and blew through all the tutorials and gotten a decent handle on it. Now I can look at some other sort of YouTube tutorials as well, but I really wanted that base from Lynda. Well, what did I draw? We've seen Black Panther's mask everywhere. There's some awesome files on that. I'll put the links again in the show notes. I thought I'd do something that would is going to be a prop for whom I'm assuming is going to be one of his bad guys. And we saw him in the last Avengers movie. He had lost his hand. Andy, oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. The guy who played Gollum, Andy something. He's going to be playing Klaw, which is a bad guy from the Black Panther sort of comic verse and through Marvel. And Klaw has a vibranium sound weapon that replaces his hand that he lost. So this guy is obviously going to be Klaw, and it's been talked about. So I thought, let's do a claw weapon. I don't think I've seen one over anywhere, so I thought I'd design that first. And I have some video, I had a bunch of video of me designing it, and I deleted it. So there are a few little clips that we can watch and see, but it was a fairly simple build with, again, took me longer than I thought because it was the first thing I did. It was a series of cylinders and then bowls that I sort of had to clip and cut. But it was really fun. So let's take a look at some pieces of it. Here's the first piece. This is the bowl part of this weapon. Okay. And I'm in the process of sanding this down. I actually printed this as like a test print at a 0.3 layer height on fast on my CR10. So it's pretty rough, but I'm not going to reprint it because it came out well. And I'm just going to do some extra sanding and some more some work with the patch stuff and some other different fillers, practicing on that. So here's the bowl, which is neat. This is the gauntlet, the fist gauntlet. And I based this on the drawing I'll pop up here now, where it was sort of, I think it was one of those Marvel Universe books. And I looked at a bunch of different other drawings, and I kind of like this classic design. So this is the gauntlet. And there's a little button here that's on the drawing. And good news, you can actually go over to Thingiverse and you can download this and print it yourself. And then the video will also be over there, and it's of course here, you're watching it. But this is the gauntlet. And how this works is, I didn't do anything fancy with sort of putting a handle in here. I was thinking of actually putting some foam in the inside of this. So maybe even some memory foam so that your hand sort of can stay in there a little easier. But if you make a fist, it pretty much stays right on your hand. I mean, see, I've got just the fist there. So that looks pretty cool. Put it on. I think some foam around that edge there would be cool. So, boom. This goes here, like this. And then, lastly, I have to go get it. I'm back. Lastly, okay, and then lastly, this sits on here, right? This goes in here. And then these two little guys go on top. Okay, and then there's one more on top of that, which we'll see as we build this up. So that's Klaw's energy weapon. Doesn't really, looks kind of weird like this. But it is a pretty easy model to print. It comes in really 3 pieces. These snapped off because I was sanding them a little bit too hard, but this is 1 piece. This is 1 piece. And this is 1 piece. And it'll all glue together like so. Now, one thing I would say is when you print this, since this angles up and it has this lip here to glue the bowl onto, if you print it, it has got a lot of supports going up to the bottom to make this thing work here. So I would actually flip this upside down, and then you only have supports in the insides here, and you won't have any of these supports going up through here. So I would do that, save yourself a lot of filament. Other than that, that was it. It was that easy to print. It took, on fast, almost no time. I'm thinking the bowl took 7 hours. This took 20 hours. And that stem thing took maybe 5 hours. So you print it up, obviously, on 0.2 or 0.1 on fine. It's going to take longer, but it looks pretty cool. I'm really, really happy with it. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to, I already sanded it. There's some, sanded this thing forever again because I, printed it at such a high layer size. Now what we'll do is we will go ahead and really give this a bunch of coats with some filler primer to fill in all these lines. Let it dry, sand it some more, give it a little bit more primer, sand it some more. Then we'll go to paint. Now the cool thing about this paint job is it's pretty simple because this thing is just a chrome weapon. It's all one color. It's silver, and I'm going to be using the it's a paint. A car paint silver, and we'll look at that later when we're doing it. That has a nice sort of flex to it and nice shine to it. So, all right, let's go ahead and start priming this. Hi, so we've done some sanding and some priming and some sanding and some painting, and what we have is Klaw's weapon. Boom. I think that came out pretty good. Again, I printed at a really low resolution. I think it was like a 0.3 on fast in my CR10 because I wanted to test it. But then I was kind of happy that the sizing came out correct and everything. So I decided to just, go with it and see how it turned out. And I really dig it. I love the line of it, the size of it. Again, it fits well in your hand. You could put some foam in there if you wanted to have maybe something better to grip on. But yeah, look at that. You can see that is definitely, looks just like Klaw's weapon. That turned out really, really well. Very pleased with it. And I'll put the paint that I used down in the show notes and the filament and everything. But yeah, really, really happy with this. This is from Black Panther. There's of course his mask, and I haven't seen a lot of other stuff. So I'm curious to see if this design, sort of the classic design from the comics, how that's going to translate to the movie. But there you go. Klaw's Vibranium Sonic Weapon.